Okay, so welcome to this evening's session. Where we're going to talk about relationships and do some work to heal our relationships. So yes, my name is Angie. Most of you know me, but for who doesn't, I all my life I suffered from relationship patterns which were unhealthy. I was either pleasing people in order to be accepted. Then I ended up in a toxic marriage with a narcissist. So I went through a lot of emotional abuse to the point where I suffered from massive social anxiety and depression and suicidal thoughts and infertility. And through these techniques, which we'll be covering together, I managed to heal myself from all of these things, and I'm free to enjoy life. And now I have an abundant life, surrounded by friends. I healed the relationship with my parents, and now I have a beautiful boy who's now 2.5 years old, and I became pregnant at age 42, naturally. Okay, so today's topic is how to shift your own energy to heal relationships with other people. I wanted to start with this topic because I get a lot from people who tell me, listen, he or she needs to change, or he or she needs help. Can you help my kids? Can you help my partner? I have a problem with the neighbor. I have a problem with a work colleague. And it's very frustrating because we really want the other person to behave differently. And we realize that we can't do anything about it. And then we go to the point, hey, I'm fine. He or she is the problem, you know? Yeah, but then what I learned, and I always kind of was frustrated and angry and resentful towards others because they're not behaving the way I want, or I'm not getting the attention. For example, in my case, my pattern is always afraid of being ignored, rejected, put aside, because that was the pattern from childhood that I inherited. And yeah, so that fear kept coming up, you know, that fear that people are not paying enough attention to me. Yeah, and the frustrating was so big that then I said, listen, yeah, and then also there was this pattern that kind of I wanted to be the one who helps other people. But I realized that I wasn't doing it genuinely. I was trying to help others in order to be accepted and acknowledged. Not sure if this sounds familiar to you. So, you know, notice where these patterns are happening. Notice how many times you want someone else to change, someone else to behave the way you want. Notice when that shows up in your life, or if you're helping someone just to be accepted or acknowledged. And it's fine, you know, there's no need to feel guilt or to blame anyone, because exactly also, why do we have to blame someone? You know, blame is just projecting something outward or blaming ourselves. We are internalizing. So we're either externalizing or internalizing. Whereas the answer is neither of those. You know, there's no need to blame anyone. We just can take responsibility by working on ourselves. And that is what I learned. So now when stuff like this happens, I say, what can I do? How can I change in order to shift the relationships with other people? And so by using these techniques, which I'm going to share with you today, I really healed all the relationships. And I'm really not bragging. This is really has happened. It took some time, but in the end, I got there. So yeah, like, as I mentioned, the relationship with my ex-husband was incredibly toxic, like tons of emotional abuse from his side. And from my side, I was attracting drama in order to get the attention and to feel important. So all these patterns were going on. So again, I was working with a coach and I shifted my energy. And then when I found that there was no chance for this relationship, and I was sure that I did everything I could, it's not like I told him, get lost, that's it. No, we decided to see what we can learn from this experience. So we were reading books, we were taking responsibility for ourselves. We were both seeing therapists, and coaches to work on ourselves. And we kept on meeting as friends for a while until, it was time. Then when my son was born, I felt, listen, it's enough. It's time to let him go now, because it will be too confusing, my old life with my new life with my son. So that's one. And second, I so once that was fixed, I said, listen, what else can I do? And then I realized that I kept healing myself. I was attracting people who are more aligned with me, and it was happening without even trying. So I was just, I would just show up, and people would show up. So this happened today. Like I took a cab ride to work, and it was a cool cab. And behind me, there was the husband of a friend of mine, and we're very good friends. We have very deep conversations, and he was just there in the same cab at the same time. Like, how did that happen? We didn't plan it. So then, when your energy is right, you start to attract the right people at the right time. And also in the afternoon, I took my son to the beach, and there was no one else. There was just another mom and her son. And our kids like throwing stones in the water, and we just clicked, and we had a wonderful conversation. And she told me, I'm just happy that I met you, because I was feeling a bit down, and by talking with you, I feel much better. So this is how powerful these things are. But there were my past relationships, so with people who knew me before I changed, which still needed to be healed. And I knew it because every time I would meet them, I would feel that there are still some unwanted emotions. So I had this with a colleague, and I was having this a lot with my parents. So, it takes the longest to heal the relationship with our parents, because obviously they really programmed us. We whatever we know in life, whatever we believe, we got from them. And I noticed this is absolutely true. For example, I have this pattern. Like, whenever I spend money, I never tell my dad how much I spend, because he is quite stingy. And then my mom told me a few days ago, she said, oh, I didn't tell your dad how much I tipped the toilet attendant in Valletta. And I'm said, oh my God, I'm doing the same thing, So like, this shows how much that everything we know, everything we do, we pick up from our parents. So then healing the relationship with our parents is the hardest thing to do, but it is really possible. It just takes longer, so now, yeah, I do have a wonderful relationship with my parents. Like, sometimes they have certain odd behaviors, but they kind of, when they see that I'm not reacting, that I'm not responding anymore, because what happens is also when you shift yourself, then they start to behave with you following the old pattern. And then if you don't respond the way you used to, it's not feeding the lower level energies, the anger, the resentment, the sadness, it's the sadness, and so on. It's no longer feeding it. So there's nothing to attach to. So then that person at first would be like, this is odd. That person isn't behaving the way he or she normally does. So what's going on here, okay, so maybe I need to react differently. So then I noticed my parents, they try to go to the old patterns of criticism and judgment. Then when they see, total different energy, then they become nice, So this is as powerful as it gets. And yeah, with my colleague as well, what actually happened was, there was a negative energy with my former colleagues, because I had this experience of managing people. And then what happened again, I was very frustrated, and the old feelings were coming up. Then when I resolved the old feelings, what happened was, one by one, they started to leave my team. So then I ended up in a couple of months, from 4 people, only 1 person was left, and she was a new colleague. So the whole team left. And nothing really at the same time, you know, that's no coincidence. And then we issued the call, we hired new people, and these people are amazing. We have a wonderful relationship. And I really learned what leadership is. You know, leading other people isn't about bossing them around. No, it's about supporting them, being there for them, sharing your positivity, you know, with them, lifting them up, encouraging them. And really, it's much less effort and it's working much, much, much better. Okay, so yeah, so what we are going to do is I want to today help you to shift this by showing you how I did it, you know. But the thing is, you need to be really honest with yourself. So you need to allow yourself to feel your feelings. So if you're feeling anger towards someone, you have to feel it with your whole being and be as nasty as you can get. But the thing is, you're not going to be nasty towards the person. You are going to express it to yourself. You're going to do it on your own. You're going to release on your own. So when you're with someone and these nasty feelings are coming up, the best thing you can do is walk away. Take your space, do your healing on yourself with yourself. And then when you've resolved all that, then you go and communicate with the other, right? Because if you do it from a place of anger and sadness and frustration, it's not you and your partner, friend, colleague, whatever. It's the anger and the sadness talking, not you. You know what I mean? So imagine that you know, you are not your emotions, you are not the anger and the sadness. So if the anger and the sadness are present, those things are arguing, not you. You're the essence of who you really are. So first, get rid of the anger and the sadness, and then come as your genuine selves. And then you come together and you realize that then you can reach agreements. Because really, when you're angry, did you ever manage to solve anything in your relationships? No, it never works. And also, this is true also why when we're angry at each other, we tend to avoid eye contact as well. Why is this? Because it's not us. There are just these emotions. You can also imagine like there are dark clouds. You know, your emotions are like dark clouds and they come and go. So notice that they're there, you release them, and then the blue sky comes, you're the blue sky, and then the blue sky comes together with another blue sky, hopefully. Now, if you are with someone who is not willing, at least if you clear from your side, from the other side, there will be nothing to attach to, because also you need to know that lower level emotions like anger, sadness, those are just lower level emotions and they need to be fed all the time. You need to feed them. Now, if they have nothing to feed on, what happens? They just go away. So if you're just not responding, you will see that everything will dissolve. So either the person will be nice or the person will just walk away and do you a favor. Okay, so that's another thing you should know. I'm not sure if I wanted to say anything else. I think that's basically it. So yeah, so let's do a practice together. So yes, all of you are familiar with EFT except for Eleanor. So the practices we use are about energy. So when we are shifting our energy, we are raising our vibration. So by raising our vibration, we are not caught in the lower level emotions. Okay, so higher vibrations are those of love, compassion, rather than shame, guilt, blame, anger. We don't want that. So we need to focus on raising our vibration. So that's the way I work. And the tools I use are called energy psychology. And the main component of energy psychology is EFT, emotional freedom techniques. And this marries Western psychology, so recalling a problem and feeling the feelings in our bodies. And then we use tapping on certain points on our face. By doing this, these are the points of least resistance for the energy to flow through. So if there is stuck energy, lower level emotions, imagine they just get flushed out of the body. And this happens literally in minutes. And you can use this technique for anything, even if you're anxious, maybe you're doing something, you're going outside your comfort zone, you can use this technique. Today we're going to use it for someone who's triggering you, but you can use it for anything you like. So in scientific terms, so when we are stressed and anxious, the blood goes away from our organs, okay, and goes to our limbs to prepare for defending from an attack. So when we're stressed or anxious, we feel we're under attack. So our limbic system, which we inherited from our ancestors, they're preparing to defend from an attack. The problem is, if there is a real threat, fine. But most of the threats nowadays are perceived threats. You know, how many things you're afraid of are actually real fears? Most of them not, you know, most of the time you're safe. But the problem is, since we are perceiving threats, we are most of the time in the stress response. So the stress response is called the sympathetic nervous system. So when the blood flows to the limbs, that is the sympathetic nervous system. And then after we do this EFT, it brings us back again in minutes to the parasympathetic nervous system. So when the blood flows to the organs again, and we have enough oxygen therefore flowing through the body, enough oxygen goes to the brain so we can think clearer again, you know. And also it helps to, in the long run, if you're less and less stressed, if you have any physical problems, any physical ailments in your body, these tend to heal themselves because you are allowing the body to heal itself, basically. So the benefits are massive. And even for me, I notice my health has gotten much, much better the more I do this. Plus, your vibration goes up and you are able also to lift other people up, because other people will pick up that you're in a higher vibration, and other people will feel good around you and will want to be around you, you know? So you start to attract what you are, okay? Let's do a practice. You can decide to write down, or you can maybe just visualize, it's also fine. I ask you just to keep some water by your side. Why? Because when we move energy, we need to keep our bodies hydrated, okay? So now I want you to pick a person you're having trouble with, okay? Again, it can be anyone. It can be a partner, it can be a parent, it can be a child, anyone you are having difficulties with. And again, you can write down the name or just remember the name. And maybe just I can give you some time to think about it a bit, maybe a short while. And yeah, and so when you're done, maybe you can do this or nod your head so I know that you're done. So is everybody, yeah, everybody's got their person. So you all have someone, I believe, that gets on your nerves, right? Yeah, you all do, right? Okay, so that's done. Now, imagine that you are meeting this person. You're going to meet this person. So first notice what feelings are coming up. So what feeling is coming up? Is it anger? Is it fear? Sadness is very unlikely. Normally it's anger or fear, in my experience. Yeah, so and maybe you can type in the chat. It would be nice if you type the emotion, name the emotion. I mean, they're teaching this to kids, thank God, now that it's okay to name your emotions. Like I was raised by my dad. Oh, don't feel that way. Like, no, don't feel anything. Don't feel anything. Whenever there was emotion, like he would run away, you know? Oh my God, blood boiling. Anger. Oh gosh. Anger. Yeah, it can be anxiety, for example. For example, I tend to feel anxiety.
I have a question. Can it be a group of people?
Yes, of course. Yes, definitely, definitely.
Okay, thank you.
So mostly anger, confusion, and anxiety. Okay. Okay. So did everybody write something? I'll give some more time for the others to write. Tired and frustration. Who's missing? So somebody, no, everybody typed actually, sorry. Okay. All right. Now, I want you to, so stay tuned with that feeling now, okay? Just tune into it. And now I want you to notice what you are feeling in your body. So like, what are you feeling and where in your body are you feeling it? I'm saying this because most of the time we tend to be a lot in our heads, and this is okay, this is common. But in order to heal, healing happens through the body. So we need to be in our bodies. So yeah, after today, I want you to, practice this more and more, to go more in your body. And one way to do this is to take a few deep breaths. And later, we'll be doing a little meditation. So what we're going to do, we're going to do some EFT, then we're going to do a meditation. And so yeah, the more you feel in your body, the more stuff you can heal, okay? So yeah, so noticing where in your body you're feeling these feelings. So it can be, sometimes it's a pressure in the chest. So from this group, I am feeling it's the pressure in the chest from the group. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because other healers, they tune into people, and I'm still practicing to do that, to be honest. So really, thank you for your support, because like I feel I need to have a go at group work, and I'm so happy really with the turnout. So yeah. Yeah, so it could be a pressure in the chest. It could be not in the stomach blockage. Yes, I feel that too. Yeah, feeling everything. Anything else? That's okay. That's okay. It's okay to feel, guys. Don't see unwanted feelings as unwanted, because when this stuff comes up, it's a good sign, because that your body is sending you signals to what you need to heal. So yes, your body is your friend. Of course, you are alive in this body. So, acknowledge it, listen to it, see what it's trying to tell you, because most of the time we don't want to feel pain, and we tend to avoid it, suppress it, either take medicines or take certain substances, or maybe just avoid it altogether by watching TV or doing something. No, but we need to be present with ourselves, with our feelings, to give ourselves time to heal. And yes, sometimes it is painful, sometimes it's but we have to feel some pain in order to heal. So imagine, like kids, they feel pain when they're growing, and the same with us. When we feel these unpleasant feelings, that's an opportunity to grow. So it's through feeling some pain that we actually grow. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so is everybody tuned in with with the sensations in the body? Is everybody okay? Yeah, everybody's attuned. Let me see. Just do this or not. Yeah, okay, everybody's okay. Yeah, okay. And now the last thing. Just rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is the, oh my God, it's so strong, or 0 is nothing. It's not, cannot be 0 because you're tuned into it, you know? It's a 7, or else you can just type in the chat. You can just type it in the chat. It's easier so we can have a record. So Elisa's a 6. Who else? Your numbers? 7. Good for you, Eloise. In fact, I see you both nice and smiley. Okay, who else? Yeah, anyone else has a number? No? Okay, anyway, keep the number, or ideally you write it down somewhere though, if you don't wish to share it, so that then we can see what's happening afterwards. What exactly is the number? Yeah, so rate your feeling on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being nothing and 10 being the strongest. That's it. Yeah, anybody else? Okay, so anyway, for those who didn't put in the number, don't worry. Just take a note. Oh, okay. Sorry, we lost Eleanor for a moment. Okay. Okay. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, so for Eleanor, we were saying like oh my God, like 10. Yeah, just Eleanor, so we're just putting in a number on how strong you are feeling these feelings.
I'm trying to find where I need to chat.
Okay. It's there is at the bottom there is chat.
Share, I think.
No, there is a chat at the bottom.
I can't find it. Okay, I found it.
Okay. Okay, so okay, so we got the numbers. Okay, so yeah, yeah, most of you know tapping, but there are 2 people who are new to tapping. So even Stefan has never done tapping before. No, okay, and Eleanor neither, right? Okay. Yeah, so again, stay tuned with these nasty feelings, and just repeat after. So just do what I do and repeat after me, okay? So the points we're going to use, the first one is the side of the hand, also known as the karate chop point. Okay. And yeah, so just start tapping here with 3 fingers. Okay. Okay. And so just repeat after me and say, even though.
Even though.
And just muting yours. Well, actually, one of you can act as an echo for me. So since Eleanor is not muted, don't worry, Eleanor, you can unmute yourself, and because it's good to have someone as an echo, and you can be my echo. So you just repeat after me.
Right?
Okay. So I'm going to say, even though.
Even though.
I have this pressure in my chest.
I have this pressure in my chest.
and this stomach blockage.
And the stomach blockage.
I'm so tired and frustrated.
I'm so tired and frustrated.
I deeply and completely I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Love and accept myself.
And we're going to do this 2 more times, even though.
I'm going to do this 2 more times.
No, you don't have to repeat that. Just so even though.
Even though.
This pressure in my chest.
This pressure in my chest.
I'm so afraid.
I'm so afraid.
I'm so angry.
And I'm so angry.
My blood is boiling.
My blood is boiling.
When I think of meeting Mr. or Mrs. X.
Of meeting Mr. or Miss X.
So angry.
So angry.
I'm so anxious.
I'm so anxious.
How could they do such a thing?
How could they do such a thing?
I'm so angry.
I'm so angry.
I'm so angry.
I'm so angry.
And really express it this way. This way we're going to express it the best way we can. I deeply and completely.
I'm deeply and completely.
Love and accept myself.
Love and accept myself.
Even though.
Even though.
I'm so confused and afraid.
I'm so confused and afraid.
When I think about this person.
When I think about this person.
So annoying.
So annoying.
How could they do such a thing?
How could they do such a thing?
I really hate that they do that.
I really hate when they do.
So angry.
So angry.
Why don't they just wake up?
Why don't they wake up?
I deeply and completely.
I deeply and completely.
Love and accept myself anyway.
Love and accept my enemy.
Myself anyway.
Myself anyway.
Okay. So now the points are these. So the first point is the eyebrow point. And it's just the eye socket here. Eye socket. And you just tap here. You can tap with 1 hand or 2 hands. It doesn't matter. Both are good. So as you feel comfortable. And now keep feeling this pressure in my chest. Now, next point is the side of the eye right here. My blood is boiling. Next point is under the eye. Imagine you're tapping on the eye socket always, okay? I'm so angry. I have this pressure in my chest. I hate it when they do that. I'm so frustrated. Why can't they understand? I really want them to change. I really want them to be more positive. I want them to respect me. And I'm so angry. It's their fault. It's not my fault. I just hate when they do that. I hate when they do that. This pressure in my chest. I have these blockages in my stomach. I can't stand them. I hate it when they do that. Why can't they understand me? Also imagine that this person is in an empty chair in front of you. It makes the exercise more effective. Why don't they understand me? Why do they criticize me? And anything which is applicable to you in your own words. My blood is boiling. I'm so angry. For me, I like to shake sometimes like this, but do whatever. For me, this works very well, shaking, you know, like I'm shaking it off. I'm so confused and anxious. My blood is boiling right now. Why can't they see things? Why can't they understand things? I'm so angry at you. I'm angry at you. I'm tired and frustrated. I explained so many times and they don't get it. My stomach is blocked. I'm just so angry. I want them to change. I want them to be positive. I want them to be nice to me. I want to stand up to them and show them peace of my mind. Why can't I stand up to them? Just can't do it. I wish I showed them how right I am. I want them to understand. I want them to be positive and pleasant with me. But they're just not. And I'm not getting anywhere like this. I'm just not getting anywhere. Because it's the emotions which are talking. And no good is coming out of this. How about I look into myself instead? I look into myself instead. At least I feel good for me. And if I feel calmer, and if I resolve my own emotions, I'm doing it for me. And who knows? They might get the message and respond. And they might not, or walk away. Or I might decide one day to walk away. I cannot change others. I can only change myself. But it's not my fault. It's not my fault. So why should I take this action? No one needs to blame. It's not their fault. it's not my fault. It's nobody's fault. Nobody needs to blame. Nobody needs to blame. But we can all decide to take responsibility. Now just tap a bit here. And if we all take responsibility, how nicer things can be on this planet. The power is within me, and nobody can make me feel a certain way. I choose how I want to feel. And I choose to hold intentions and to live for my highest good and the highest good of all. Okay, so now stop tapping and take a deep breath. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Shake it off, you're free now, you're free. Shake it off, shake it off. And have a sip of water. And now just stay in this space and we're gonna do a meditation. This meditation is aimed at cutting cords. So when people have a certain lower level energies with us, what happens, or people who you call energy vampires, they can attach cords to us. So this is a practice you can do to remove those cords, and you're not being nasty or selfish, no. You cut the cords so that you are fully attuned to yourself, so you can make a difference from yourself, and you are, and it's healthy as well because you're separating your stuff from someone else's stuff. And from that place, you know, you're fully attuned with yourself, and from there, you can make things better for everyone, okay? So now I invite you to close your eyes. And tune into your breath. And slow down. Slow down. So imagine that you're dropping from your mind into your breath. And slow down your breath to 6 seconds per inhale. So breathe in, and when you breathe in, you feel your stomach coming out, expanding. You can also put a hand on your stomach to feel it, or you feel it. So not breathing here, we breathe to our bellies. So breathe in 6 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6. And out 6 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 6 seconds. 3, 5, 6. And out 6 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. Breathe in 6 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6. And out 6 seconds. 2, 3. I want you to imagine that there is a protective bubble or protective shield around your whole body. And this shield can be made of any material you choose, whatever resonates with you. So it can be transparent bubble or a shield made of silver, light. And it can be any color you want. It can be pink, it can be violet, whatever resonates with you. So imagine that there's this shield surrounding your whole being. And now I want you to visualize a white flame. Or you can also visualize a sword, whatever feels right for you. And this flame or sword is assisting you to cut off all energetic cords which may be attached to you throughout this past period. So visualize cords being cut, cutting off cords, cutting off cords. So from one side of your body, cutting off cords, cutting off cords. And the other side of your body, cutting off cords, cutting off cords. On the way down, cutting off cords. The front of your body, really feel. You can also hear these cords being cut, like cutting off cords from your front. And from the back, cutting off cords, cutting off cords, cutting off cords, cutting off cords. Now visualize these cords just falling onto the earth and being dissolved by the earth for purification. Notice how lighter you feel, how freer you feel, free of all these attachments which do not serve you or anyone around you. Now, visualize a white light coming through the top of your head, your crown, and coming through all the way down through your spine, and all the way down to your feet and to the earth. So this beautiful white light is coming through your crown, through your spine, lighting you up all the way to the earth. And now we will go the other way. Now we are going to ground. So in order to be fully in touch with our essence, the essence of who we truly are, we need to feel connected with the sky, with other dimensions, all the way to source energy. And at the same time, we need to be connected to Mother Earth. So imagine that we are connected to the sky and through our spine, connected to the earth. So to ground, you can visualize roots coming out of your root chakra, which is situated at your bum, and visualizing roots coming through your root chakra and through your knees and feet into the earth. So really, really visualize these roots getting bigger and gripping into the earth. And you can also hear the earth breaking open for these roots to anchor there. And so you can go also to visualize that you are a tree. And so from these roots, imagine that your body is a tree, and this tree has branches going out more and more, expanding more and more as far as you can imagine. Grounding in this tree of light more and more, and stronger and stronger. This is you. This is who you are. And from here, you access your inner knowing, your intuition. And know that this state of being is your natural state and is available to you anytime you choose. All you need to do is to slow down and tune in. So if throughout your day you are caught in these anxieties and emotions, just slow down and repeat this practice. Come back to your center and take it from there. You may also choose to install this protective shield before you go outside, especially where you are meeting a lot of people. Or you can just visualize this connection from the sky all the way to the earth. And once you're connected in this way, you realize that you do not need anything outside you anymore. You are complete and whole, just the way you are. You do not need anyone's approval. You're not affected by anyone's reaction. Because guess what? That reaction has to do with them and not you. So they react from where they are, and it has nothing to do with you. So keep this connection, and you realize that everything is okay. Now, the final part of our practice. Let's connect with our heart. So just bypass the mind and go directly to your heart center. Feel your heart. Notice your heart just the way it is. If there is any pain, any contraction, any tension, just allow it to be there and accept. And just visualize a person or a place which makes you feel good. Can be real or imaginary, ideally someone real. So just a place or a person or a pet maybe that makes you feel good. And tune in to that good feeling through your heart. Now just imagine that there's a beam of light coming out of your heart towards people and places that you love first. Show love and appreciation. We can go one step further and send this love to these people who are pushing our buttons. And the way to do this, so imagine actually come in tuned with what is good about these people who trigger you. Find something good about these people. And focusing on this, good aspects of these people, this is a way to be able to send them love. And by focusing on the good in these people, it is very likely that more good will come out of them and they will respond in a good way. Because what you focus on expands. And now just let's expand this love to the whole planet Earth, to all these people in this world. Where love is needed so much right now. Sending love to those who feel lonely, to those who are feeling lost. Just send them love. Send love to all the plants and animals. It's love pouring out from our hearts. Staying in this beautiful space. Knowing that we are that which we are creating. So slowly we can start returning from meditation, returning to your breath, returning to this room, this beautiful group, returning to your body. And thank you all for the space. Thank you all for being here and to create this wonderful space together. Thank you. Okay, ladies, I'm gonna stop the recording. Just a moment.